There's a jug in most kitchens that can turn a pile of ordinary sand into something that feels, cures, and holds like real stone. No kiln, no factory, no 40-pound bags hauled out of a truck. Just 3 things you can buy for under $15. Combined in 2 days of patience, that sentence sounds like a stretch until you realize this isn't a hack someone invented last week on the internet. Weiss. It's a version of the exact chemistry that hardened lime mortar for thousands of years, before the modern cement industry existed at all. Here's the problem most people run into first. You want to set a garden edge, patch a crumbling step, make a stepping stone, or build a small planter, and the only options on the shelf are a heavy bag of Portland cement mix that needs a mixer, a wheelbarrow, and a full afternoon, or an overpriced tube of masonry repair compound that costs more per ounce than olive oil. For a small job, that's a lot of overhead for a little bit of stone. What most people don't know is that there's a slower, quieter chemical reaction that's been hardening lime and sand into rock since long before anyone patented a bag of gray powder. It doesn't need heat. It doesn't need a factory. It just needs calcium, a mild acid, and time. And vinegar happens to be a very convenient mild acid to have sitting in your pantry. To understand where this comes from, it helps to go back to lime mortar itself, which is one of the oldest building materials on Earth. Roman builders used lime-based mortars for structures that are still standing 2,000 years later, the Pantheon's dome among them. For a long time, engineers assumed the durability of Roman concrete came down to the volcanic ash they mixed in. But a 2023 study out of MIT and Harvard, published in the journal Science Advances, found something else going on. Small white lime clasts embedded in the ancient concrete act as reservoirs of reactive calcium, letting the material dissolve and recrystallize as calcium carbonate whenever tiny cracks form, effectively healing itself over centuries. That's the same underlying chemistry, calcium turning into calcium carbonate crystal, that a jug of vinegar can kickstart in your backyard, just on a much smaller and much slower scale. So here's the actual mechanism, in plain terms. Ordinary hydrated lime is calcium hydroxide. When you introduce a mild acid like acetic acid, vinegar, it reacts with the lime to form calcium acetate, a very soluble salt that spreads through every gap between your sand grains. As that solution dries and sits exposed to the air, the calcium slowly trades the acetate for carbonate, pulled straight out of the atmosphere, crystallizing back out as solid calcium carbonate, the same mineral that makes up limestone and chalk. You're not gluing sand together. You're growing tiny interlocking crystals between the grains, the same way limestone forms in nature, just compressed into a couple of weeks instead of a few million years. It's worth being honest about where this sits next to modern materials, because the exaggerated version of this story that circulates online claims it rivals steel or structural concrete, and that's simply not true. A vinegar-cured lime and sand mix is a genuine, workable stone-like material, good for garden edging, stepping stones, planters, decorative wall caps, small repairs, and mortar for non-load-bearing masonry. It is not a substitute for reinforced concrete, and it's not something to trust under a fence post that needs to resist wind load or in a retaining wall holding back soil. Traditional lime mortar has always cured slowly and stayed on the softer, more forgiving end of the masonry spectrum. That's actually part of why old buildings restored with lime mortar tend to breathe and flex rather than crack, the way rigid modern cement patches often do next to old stone. Why isn't this common knowledge at the hardware store? Nothing sinister, just ordinary market history. When Portland cement was patented by the English bricklayer Joseph Aspdin in 1824, it offered something lime mortar never could: a fast, predictable, factory-standardized set time that scaled beautifully for railroads, bridges, and the industrial building boom that followed. An industry grew up around that speed and consistency, and lime mortar got pushed into a niche, mostly historic preservation and specialty masonry, because slow-curing materials are harder to sell at scale, not because anyone buried the recipe. It's a story about what's easy to manufacture and market, not a cover-up. If you want to try it yourself, here's the basic version. Mix 3 parts, clean sand to 1 part hydrated lime, dry, until the color is even throughout. Separately, dilute white vinegar with water at roughly 1:1. Full strength works, but diluted gives you more working time before it starts to set. Add the vinegar solution to the dry mix gradually, working it in like you would water into mortar, until it holds its shape in your fist without dripping or crumbling. You'll feel it warm slightly in your hands. That's the reaction releasing heat as the acetate forms. Pack it firmly into whatever mold or space you're filling, pressing out air pockets, since trapped air is what weakens the final piece. Let it sit undisturbed for the first 24 hours. Then mist the surface lightly with water to keep the outer layer from drying and cracking before the inside catches up. By 48 hours, it's usually firm enough to handle carefully. The real strength keeps building over the following weeks as carbonation works its way deeper into the material. For a harder, more water-resistant surface, you can brush on a second thin coat of the same vinegar and lime solution once it's cured, which fills in the outer pores. A few honest limits, Wear gloves and eye protection when handling hydrated lime, since it's caustic to skin and eyes in powder form and work in a ventilated space. Keep this to non-structural projects, garden features, pavers, planters, small repairs, not anything that needs to bear real load or protect against a collapse. And don't expect instant stone. The real strength is a slow build over days and weeks, not an instant set. What this really isn't a secret the industry hid from you. It's an old, patient craft that got quietly outcompeted by something faster to manufacture and sell. There's nothing wrong with reaching for a bag of ready mix when you need speed, but it's worth knowing that the ground beneath some of the oldest surviving buildings on Earth was held together by nothing more complicated than lime, a little acid, and time, and that same chemistry is still sitting in your kitchen cabinet, waiting for a small project worth doing properly instead of quickly. That's this week's dig into the ordinary ingredients most people walk past without a second thought. There's always another one worth uncovering.